can start solving. Those who are ready already, they can solve. Okay, they can start solving the questions. First question I already displayed.
Sir, answer 0.
0. Check my just I will check it. Okay. Answer or else, yeah, I will check it. So I got one answer, right? We will check it. So Anthony also 0, right? So first of all, we know if it is what is that? If it is mod of cos, it is mod of cos x, it will be equal to plus cos x if cos x is greater than or equal to 0, and then it will be equal to minus cos x if cos x is
less than 0.
Less than 0, right? So first of all, I need to identify when cos x will be greater than or equal to 0 and when cos x will be less than 0, which we know very clearly, right? From the graph. Okay, from the graph, cos x, yeah, right? The 0 is wrong. Okay, now only got it. Now only I got it. I understood what is the mistake you guys did. But anyways, I will explain. Okay, 0 is wrong. See, we need to find out when cos x will be positive. You could see that cos x is positive from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to pi by 2. Okay. And cos x becomes negative. I will use another color for negative, for representing negative. Okay. So let me represent it with yellow color. So it's very dull. Okay, right. No problem. So this is what? This is negative. Okay. This is negative. And from pi by 2, this will be pi, this will be 3 pi by 2. Okay, so from pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, it's being negative. And then again, from 3 pi by 2 until it keep on continuing. Okay, it will be keep on continuing. But anyways, our limit is from 0 to 2 pi only. So I'm just going to stop at 2 pi. Okay, so at 2 pi, 0 to, that is 3 pi. From 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi, it is positive. Okay. So in this limit, that is from 0 to pi by 2, it is positive. From pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, it is negative. From 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi, it is again positive. So if when I'm trying to split, I have to split it from 0 to pi by, or else, in other words, cos x will be greater than or equal to when x, what is that? When x lies between 0 and pi by 2, and also when x lies between, what is that? 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi. These are the two places. These are the 2 points where our cos x will be positive. So first of all, from 0 to pi by 2, okay, from 0 to pi by 2, my cos x will be positive. So I'm going to take it as plus cos x dx, okay, plus from pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, my cos x will be negative. Okay, from pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2. From pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, my cos x will be negative. And from 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi, okay, from 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi, my cos x is again positive. My cos x is again positive. When cos x is positive, modulus of cos x is plus cos x. Okay, so it is going to be plus cos x dx. And now I need to integrate this. Okay, now I need to integrate this. Cos x integration, we already know it is sine to cos is a negative, right, in case of integration. So this is positive. So cos x, yeah, it is simply sine x. So from pi by 2 to 0. And this will be already minus sign was there. I can keep that minus sign outside. Okay, I'll just keep the minus sign outside. So cos x integration is sine x. Upper limit is 3 pi by 2, lower limit is pi by 2. And cos x integration, again, it is sine x. Upper limit is 2 pi, lower limit is 3 pi by 2. What is sine pi by 2? That is, I will substitute upper and lower. Okay. What is sine pi by 2? 1. Sine 0?
0.
0, right. And what about sine 3 pi by 2?
Minus 1.
0.
Minus 1, sir.
So what? Minus 1. Okay. So sine pi by 2?
0, sir.
0.
Sine pi by 2.
Sorry, sir. 1,
Time.
sir.
10 pi by
10
2
pi
is 1
by 2,
sine.
1, sir.
1 sir.
-1 வரும் சார் அந்த இடத்துல.
Yeah, I know that. Are you sure sine 3 pi by 2?
Sir, -1 sir அங்க. 0 sir.
Yeah, 1 second. Just a second. This is 0. This is pi by 2. This is pi. Yeah, this is 3 pi by 2. So at 3 pi by 2, our answer will be -1, right? So sine 3 pi by 2 is -1. Sine pi by 2 is 1. So that will be -1. Okay. And upper limit sine 2 pi is sine 2
Sin
pi.
2 pi is 0, sir.
Son 2 pi 0
Sine
sir.
2 pi is 0. Sine 3 pi by 2?
-1.
3 by 2 minus in minus
-1.
+1, sir.
So that will be another minus. So the answer 1, this is going to be +2 because minus into minus it become plus, and this is +1, which is equal to 4. Yes. So correct
Okay,
answer for this question is 4. I'll go through this. We'll proceed. Next question. When will start class up? We already started the class. Anita, you are able. My voice is audible, right? I started the class before 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Just before 5 minutes, I started the class. This is the first question. This is the first question. Yeah, right. This is the first question. Any doubts here? Those who joined recently, they can go through the solution. If there is any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, I will explain. No issues. See, I need to find out modulus of cos. Okay, modulus of cos x. So modulus of cos x will be equal to plus cos x, and modulus of cos x will be equal to minus cos x from the modulus equation that we already know. What is that? Like this, it will be equal to plus cos x when cos x is greater than or equal to 0, and it will be equal to minus cos x when cos x is less than 0. Okay, and we need to find out when cos x will be greater than or equal to 0. That is, when cos x will be positive. Cos x will be positive between 0 to pi by 2, and cos x will be positive between 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi. So when the limits are 0 to pi by 2, my modulus of cos x will be plus cos x. And when my limits are 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi, my modulus of cos x will be plus cos x. And for the other range, that is between pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, my modulus of cos will be minus cos. Okay, that is between pi by 2 and 3 pi, because it was negative. It is below x-axis. Since it is below x-axis, it is negative. Since cos x is being negative, okay, since cos x is negative, modulus of cos will be minus cos. Okay, so in place of modulus of cos, I'm substituting minus cos x. Okay, after that, it is simple integration. Just I need to integrate this cos x, then substitute upper limit and lower limit. That's it. There's no other change here. Okay, it is simple only. You can again go through the recordings also after the class if you didn't understood. But anyways, I explained the steps. Okay, I'm moving to next question. Right. Okay, I will move to next question. Yeah, right. Try this. Yeah, try this question again. I will give you 2 minutes time. You can try to solve this. And just think which property I can use. Was there any property which I can use it here that way? Option B, yeah. Option B. Actually, answer I don't know. Answer I don't remember. I will solve the question. Ultimately, my aim here in solving, that is doing the live problem solving session, is not
0 to pi by 2 cos ax sin bx dx equal to a square by and the formula was sir and
say again little again from the beginning.
0 to pi by 2 cos ax sin bx dx equal to a e power x by a square plus b square a cos bx plus b sin bx and the formula was sir.
Okay, actually I don't.
சார் இதுக்கு வந்து m மைனஸ் இது வந்து cos nx sin nx ஃபார்முலா சார் இருக்கு.
Okay, that's right. I will come for it. I will explain. Just a moment. Wait for a moment. I will explain. If suppose any others knows the solution, let them try to solve. I will explain. If you know the solution, you can try. Okay, there is nothing wrong in that. Okay, see option B. Okay, so few of them gave the answer also. Right. See, first of all, let us understand the issue with this particular question. See, we have a standard case. The standard case is 0 to pi by 2 sin nx into cos mx dx. And this is nothing but n minus 1 into n minus 3, etc. This is for the power of sine. And for cos power, it will be m minus 1, m minus 3, etc. Okay. And the denominator will be having n plus m into n plus, what is that? N plus m minus 2 and m minus 4, etc. Okay. And then I need to multiply it with k. See, these formula I already given you in the video, and also it was there in the study material too. Okay, in both it was there. You can go through the formula. There is nothing much in this formula. But compare these two cases. There is an issue. The issue is the question which they given as we have pi by 6, 0 to pi by 6. And in the solution, we have 0 to pi by 2. I don't know how quickly the student have solved the question, but because we cannot solve the question in this much short time, that is within 1 minute, that's for sure. But there is a problem with the question, right? Because here I have pi by 6 and here I have pi by 2. Okay. And here it is power 4 and power 3. That is also fine. But the problem is here 3 theta and here 6 theta. Here I have x and x, which means the sine component, that is the sine of something, that should be same as that of cos of something. So this x and x should be same, which means if it is 3 theta here also it should be 3 theta. But it is different. So first of all, I need to replace that. I need to modify that. So for modifying that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to substitute. Let me substitute. Okay, this is a substitution method. Let me substitute 3 theta equal to t. And if I differentiate it, it becomes 3 times of d theta, which is equal to dt. And then I can write it as d theta is equal to dt by 3. Okay. I got two equations. That means 2 terms. One is d theta equal to dt by 3, and 3 theta will be equal to t. So in place of 3 theta, I can replace t. And what about in place of 6 theta, I can replace 2 times of t. Okay, in place of 6 theta, I can replace 2 times of t. And now these are for the values. These are for the integrand. And what about the limits? Okay, the limits. When theta is 0, that is lower limit. Yeah, when theta is 0, my t will be equal to 3 times of 0, which is 0. And theta is pi by 6. T is nothing but 3 times of pi by 6, because we know t is nothing but 3 theta, right? So 3 times of pi by 6, which is pi by 2. Okay. So now this entire equation will get reduced. I will take this entire equation to be I. Okay. So that entire equation I will get reduced to 2. My limit is 0 to pi by 2. Okay, my limit is 0 to pi by 2. The sine power, cos power 4 3 theta will reduce it into cos power 4 t. Okay, in place of 3 theta, I need to replace it with t. And sine power 3 6 theta, I can replace it as sine power 3. 6 theta will be replaced as 2t. Okay, because we know that, right? 6 theta is equal to 2t. That's what I got already. And d theta is nothing but dt by 3. Okay, and this 1 by 3, I can take it outside because it is constant. Okay, 0 to pi by 2 cos 4t sine 2t k and dt. And now, can I apply the formula? Can I apply this property directly? Because I reduced, right? I have 0 to pi by 2. Can I apply the property?
But sir, the sine cube is 2 theta, sir.
Exactly. Yes. We have still we have a problem. We reduced this. Yes, pi by 6 has been reduced to pi by 2. by substitution method, no problem. But the problem still lies since we have 2t here. Okay, sine, what is that? In place of sine 6 theta, I have 2t here. Still, there was something which is left out. So what I can do? Any ideas?
Sine 2 theta formula, sir.
Sine 2 theta formula. Exactly. What is sine 2 theta? Yes. What is sine 2 theta?
2 sine.
Yeah. 2
Cos
sine
theta.
theta, cos
Cos
theta.
theta.
So here instead of theta, I have t. Okay. So sine 2t. See, these things I already covered it in basics. So those who not gone through the basics videos, please go through that. Okay. So sine 2t will be nothing but 2 times of sine t cos t. Okay. So in place of what? This will be cos power 4t, no issues. In place of sine 2t, I'm replacing it as 2 sine t cos t whole power 3, because there was 3, right? There was 3, so whole power 3. Which I can bring it inside. So if I bring it inside, this becomes sine cube, this becomes cos cube, and this becomes 2 cube. Okay, this will be 2 cube. Already there was cos power 4. Okay, already there is cos power 4. And here I have cos power 3, so I will combine them. Okay, 2 power 3 I will take it out. Okay, so I'm just skipping one step. 2 power 3 I'm taking out directly. This cos power 4 theta 4t and this cos power 3t becomes cos power 7t, and sine power 3 into dt. And now compare it. Now can I use the formula? Can I use this formula?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is 7, this is 3, which means n is 7 because sine is having 7 and m is 3. I can use the formula, but what about k? Here I just left out with k. K will be equal to what?
N even na pi by 2, sir.
Here not only n, we have n
Sir,
and m.
both are even na pi by 2, sir. But
Both are even, it
otherwise,
is pi by 2. Yes. So here for this case, k is
Both
For
are
this
even
case.
and both are not even, sir. Otherwise, case
Another
is
one
equal
is
to
our
one,
answer.
It is 1. Yes, it is 1. It is 1. Simply, it is 1. Okay, so k is 1, n is 7, m is 3. So substitute it in this, get the answer. Okay, the last step is in your hand. Substitute in the formula, get the answer. K is 1 because both are not even. So k is 1. So substitute in that formula and then get the answer. Quick. The last step is in your. So if there is any doubt, you can ask me, or else we can move to next. Okay, so just go through the solution. 1 by 15 is correct. I got the answer already. Kishore and Anthony has answered it. Any doubts here? Okay, what about this question? The last question, I will come back to it later. Don't know why I got stuck in between. I won't able to use the property there. Somewhere I'm doing a mistake. I will come back to that later. Okay, so try this question. Just what is that? Just a step function. 0.5, 0.75. Okay, I got 2 answers. To try it. Okay. See, first of all, we know the step function. What do you write? Yeah, we know the step function. That is, if I want to find out the step function of x, that will be equal to 0 when the limit is lying between 0 and 1. That will be equal to 1 if my limit is lying between 1 and 2. That will be equal to 2 if my limit is lying between 2 and 3, etc. That's what the step function is all about, right? Here I need to find out step function of x square. Even if the step function is what is that? X or x square or whatever it is, the logic won't vary. Just the term it will become square. That's it. Okay, so instead of what? Instead of having, I got another answer 0.75. Okay, it'll come for it. So what is that? See, first of all, what I should do, I will try to replace this square normally in terms of x. So for that, I will take some t is equal to x square. So what happens? dt will become 2 times of x into dx. Okay, so wherever x square is there, I will replace it in terms of t. Okay, and also I can replace. I'm sorry. This is dx. dt is nothing but 2 times of x into dx. Okay. Also, I can replace dx is equal to dt by 2 times of x. So this is one equation. This is another equation. Replace both here. Okay. So integration of 0 to 1.5. The x square can be simply replaced as t. This x I will keep it as it is. Dx can be replaced as dt by 2 into x. X and x can be cancelled. 1 by 2 I can bring it out. So 1 by 2 integration of 0 to 1.5 step function of t into dt. Okay. So 1 by 2. This step function of t is same as that of this when the limit is between 0 and 1. Okay. When the limit is between 0 and 1, my step function of t will be 0. And when the limit is between 1 and 1.5, okay, 1 and 1.5, which means when x is between 1 and 2, my step function of x is 1 only. So when the limit is between 0 and 1.5, then the step function will be simply 1. Okay, so that will be equal to 1 by 2 into, this is going to be 1.5, upper limit is 1.5, lower limit is 1, right? So 1 by 2 into 1.5 minus 1, 1.5 minus 1 is 0.75, right? Sorry,
0.5, sir.
I'm sorry, yeah, it is 0.5. Yeah, 0.5, so 0.5 by 2, which is 1 by 4. Did any mistake here in between? Was there any mistake I did just once verified?
No.
No mistake. Okay, I did a mistake. I didn't substitute the, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't substitute the, what is that, limit. See, limit value I didn't vary. I'm very sorry. 1 second, I will change it. What about the limit value? If you consider the limit value, limit varies from 0, that is, for x, limit varies from 0 to 1.5. But if you consider t, when x is equal to 0, t is 0, no problem. And when I consider x is equal to 1.5, t will be 1.5 square, which is 2.25, 225, it's 2.25. So my limit is varying from 0 to 2.25. That is a mistake I did. So when this is going to be 0 to 2.25, okay. So that will be 1 by 2 will be common. And again, when it is between 0 to 1, it will be 1. And between 1 and 2, sorry, between 0 and 1, it is going to be 0. Between 1 and 2, it is going to be 1. And between 2 and 2.25, it's going to be 2. We know that in between 2 and 3, the step function of x will be 2. Okay, that is fine. Now it is fine. This term is anyway 0. This term is anyway 0. This term is 2 minus 1. This term is already there was 1, 2. So 2.25 minus 2. Okay, now solve this. You'll get the answer. So this is going to be 1. This will be 0.25, right? So 0.25 into 2 is 0.25 into 2 is 0.5. That is 1.5. 1.5 by 2, which is 0.75. So 0.75 is correct answer. I got some answers. 0.75. Yeah, 0.75. I got 2 answers. 0.75 is correct. Yes, Kishore. Yes. What's your doubt?
Sir, x square வந்து t ஆ சப்ஸ்டிட் பண்றோம்ல சார். அது வந்து ஏன் சார் அப்படி பண்றோம்? ஸ்டெப் ஃபங்க்ஷன் குள்ள தான சார் இருக்கு. அது அப்படியே x ஸ்கொயரா எடுத்துட்டு dx வழியா அப்படி
we won't able to do ஸ்டெப் ஃபங்க்ஷன் குள்ள இருக்க ஃபங்க்ஷன் அந்த x தான் நம்மளால எடுக்க முடியும். x க்கு தான் நம்ம ஸ்டெப் ஃபங்க்ஷன் அப்ளை பண்றோம். X square வந்து நான் I have to replace x square in terms of some other function. Maybe it is y or maybe t or maybe something else, and then only I will able to solve. If it is x cube, also the same thing. I have to replace this x cube as py or something.
Okay, sir. Fine, sir. Fine.
Okay. So 0.75 is correct. Two persons have answered it correctly. So shall we move? Next question.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Shall we move to the next question? Okay. Right. Okay. Try this. Okay, okay, I will solve this question. Okay, it's a cardioid. Okay, so they have given us the shape which looks like a heart. Okay, so it's a cardioid, and they have mentioned the what is that? How r is varying with respect to theta. We know that in case of polar coordinate, there is going to be r and also there is going to be theta. Okay, in case of Cartesian coordinate, we'll be having x and y. In case of polar coordinates, I'll be having r and theta. So how to find out area for this? Generally, the area in case of polar coordinate is nothing but 1/2 integration of the angle, whatever the angle from theta 1 to theta 2, r square into d theta. That is our 3 pi by 2 into a square. Yeah, 3 pi by 2 into a square is correct. Yes, 3 pi by 2 into a square is correct. Okay, that's correct. That's correct. Yeah. Generally, in case of cardioid, this is the formula. Okay, which means 1/2 into integration of theta 1 to theta 2 r square into d theta. Okay, but here, if you observe, what I can do, I can take this half area alone on this half area alone. Okay, polar coordinate system. This is the formula. I will take this half area alone, and then if I multiply it with 2, I will get the total area. Okay, so the total area of the cardioid will be 2 times of the half area alone. Either you take the top half or bottom half, it is your wish, but I'm going to take only 1/2 of the area. Why I'm doing it? Because it is simple for us. You could see that if I started from here, okay, if I started from here theta equal to 0 degree, okay, and then if I keep on moving and if I reach this point, theta will be pi. So I'm just rotating by 180 degree, right? From here, just consider this. I'm just rotating it by 180 degree. So the angle is simply pi. Okay. So I know the angle. Now I know the angle. So 2 times of 1/2 into the angle is 0 to pi r square into d theta. Okay. So this is area. This is area for only 1/2. Only 1/2 of the cardioid. So that will be equal to this and this I can cancel. Okay. And then integration of 0 to pi. R in place of r, I can replace this a into 1 plus cos theta whole square into d theta. A square can be taken out and then the balance 1 plus cos theta. What is 1 plus cos theta? Can I replace 1 plus cos theta as anything else? 1 plus cos theta is? What is 1 plus cos 2 theta? What is 1 plus cos 2 theta? Yes, 1 plus cos 2 theta is?
Cos square theta.
Not cos square theta. No.
2 cos square theta.
2 cos square theta. Yes, it's 2 cos square theta. Now instead of 2 theta, I have theta. So instead of theta, I need to replace as theta by 2. Okay, so this becomes 0 to pi. So 1 plus cos theta will become 2 times of cos square theta by 2. And already there was square here. Okay, so now we can bring the square inside. So a square and 2 square also I can bring it out. Balance term 0 to pi. This becomes cos power 4 theta by 2 into d theta. Okay. And see this one, if you observe this one, again, we have the standard form integration of 0 to pi by 2 cos power n, what is that? Cos power n x dx. Okay, we know the standard form for this. You already know that n minus 1 into n minus 3, etc. Denominator will be n into n minus 2 into n minus 3, etc. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this as 4a square and cos. I'm just going to replace this because it is not in the standard form, first of all. Okay, the standard form means instead of theta by 2, I need to have a single term. And also the upper limit. Also the upper limit is not pi. Upper limit should be pi by 2. Okay, I need to change the upper limit to pi by 2. So for that, first I will replace. Let me replace x is equal to, or instead of x, I will use some other term. Let me replace t is equal to theta by 2. So dt will be d theta by 2. Okay, so and then I will take this to that side. So d theta will be 2 times of dt. Okay, and the limit when When theta equal to 0, obviously t is 0. There is no issues. And when theta equal to what? Pi, t will be pi by 2. Okay, when theta is equal to pi, t will be pi by 2, right? When theta is equal to pi, t will be pi by 2. So I can replace this one. I'll go for the next page. A square into 4. Integral of it's going to become 0 to pi by 2. And then cos power 4, I can write as cos power 4 t. And d theta can be written as 2 times of dt. 2 can be taken out again. So a square into 8 integration of 0 to pi by 2 cos power 4. This we can solve. So 8a square. This we can solve. 4 minus 1, that is 3. I will directly write down. Yeah, it is 3 into, again, this minus 1, and again I need to subtract it by 2. Denominator it is 4. 4 minus 2 will be 2. Okay. And power is 4. So if the power is 2, power is 4, what I should do? What will be my k value? The power is 4. The power is even. Power is even, k is pi by 2. Right. So 8a square into 3 by 8 into pi by 2. That's the last. That's our final answer. So 3 pi a square by 2. Okay. So any doubts here? Just it's a basic question. Basic question in the sense it's a basic, what is that, 11th and 12th standard question. But I didn't discuss about this cardioid in the course, so that's why I'm introducing it here. Yeah, 1 second, I will check the answer. Okay. So option B and
Sir, B and C.
B and C and B and D. Okay, I got one answer as B and D and another answer as B and C. Okay, let us check it. Okay. See, first one is very, very simple. Okay, they are asking whether it is proper integral or improper integral. That I can directly conclude. Okay, this is option A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. Then whether it is proper or improper, it is very straightforward. Whenever there was an infinity sign, it is straightforward, it is improper. Okay. But whether it is convergent or divergent, obviously I need to solve it, which means I need to find out whether it is going to converge or whether it is going to diverge by integrating. After integration, if the value is infinity or minus infinity, then it is diverge. After integrating, if my answer is finite, then it will converge. Okay, that is the logic, right, for convergence and divergence. So, but here you could see we have sine square x and x square, so which is little bit, it will be little bit lengthy if I try to solve. So instead of that, what I will do, I will try to use the comparison rule, which we studied already in our course itself. So I will take a function to compare. Let me take f of x equal to the function which is given to us, sine square x by x square. And let me take g of x equal to 1 by x square. And it is easy for me to compare the g of x and f of x. And first of all, what is the comparison? Which one will be greater? F of x and g of x. See, the sine value can lie between 0 and 1 only. Okay, sine square, so obviously there is no negative possibility. So it can lie between 0 and 1 only. If it is 1, then f of x and g of x will be same. If it is less than 1, then obviously my f of x is going to be, are you getting the point? If sine square x is less than 1, then my f of x will be less than g of x. It will be less than g of x, or it will be equal to, it can be equal to only if only if sine square x is 1. Okay, so this is what we got. I will integrate this gx from what? From a to infinity. Integration of 1 by x square from a to infinity. So x square means it is x power minus 2. So x power minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1. Upper limit is infinity, lower limit is a. So substitute upper limit and lower limit. So this becomes minus 1. So upper limit and lower limit, this is x, this is 1 by x, right? So 1 by infinity minus 1 by a. 1 by infinity is obviously 0. So and already I have a minus 1. So minus 1 into minus 1 by a will be 1 by a, which is a positive answer, right? But anyways, positive or negative doesn't matter. But what I was able to conclude from this I can conclude g of x is convergent. Okay, g of x is convergent. Is g of x smaller function or larger function? G of x smaller function or larger function? G of x is smaller or larger comparing with f of x and g of x?
Greater than each other,
A larger function, sir.
It's a larger function.
Yes, sir.
So g of x is larger function. What I can conclude, if g of x is, that is, the larger function is convergent, then what about smaller function?
It's obviously convergent, sir.
It's obviously a convergent, because large itself converging, then small will be obviously converging. So the correct answer is C. So B and C is the correct answer. Okay, so any doubts? Right. So listen, this is falling under which case? Like which area it is? It's falling under which area it is falling under? This Fourier series, right? Question itself, it states it's a Fourier series. Okay, let me solve it. Listen, f of t is a periodic square function as shown. It takes only two values, 4 and 0, and stays at each of these values for 1 second. So what it says, it's a function, it's a periodic function where it will take only two values. That is, one value is this, okay, that is 4, and another one is 0. So it is something like this. When t varies from 0 to 1, okay, when t varies from 0 to 1, my f of t was 4. And when t varies from 1 to 0, my f of t was 0. And when t varies from 2 to 4, my f of t was 4. And when it varies from 3 to 4, my f of t was 0, etc. Similarly, this side also. This is how the function looks. They are asking what is the constant term in Fourier series expansion. We clearly know in Fourier series expansion, the constant term is a0 by 2. Okay, there will be an, there will be bn. An cos nx, bn sin nx will be there, right? Summation of an cos nx and bn sin nx. But these are not constant terms because they have x in it. Okay, so the constant term is only a0 by 2. So I need to find out a0. And I know a0 formula is nothing but 1 by, here it is, I don't want to deal in terms of what is that. Just want to consider the period here. So what is the period from where to where? Here, if you consider the period, it is like, okay, I will note it like this. This is the starting point, right? Which is 0. This is my 2L. So 0, 2L, that is the one period, one complete period. That is nothing but 0, 2 here. And generally our a0 formula is 1 by L integral of 0 to 2L f of x dx. Okay, so that will be equal to 1 by L. 2L is 2, so 1 by L will be 1. Okay, L will be 1. Integral of 0 to 2. F of x is what? When we change, okay, when we change, what is that? T. In this case, it is not f of x, it will be f of t because everything was in terms of t. I will change that also. The terms in terms of t. Okay, when t value was between 0 and 1, my f of t is 4. Okay, when t value is between 0 and 1, my f of t is 4. And when my t value varies from 1 to 2, okay, when t value varies from 1 to 2, my f of t is 0. Okay, my f of t is 0. I'll just integrate it, you will get this 1. So the integration of this is 4 into 1, and this will become 0 anyways. Okay, so 4 into 1, which is 4. So our answer is 4. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Sir, a0 by 2 போடணும்.
So they are asking constant term. They are not asking a0. They are asking a0 by 2. Okay, so the correct answer is a0 by 2, which means 4 by 2, which is 3. Okay, so be aware in the class. So the correct answer is 2. Okay, the correct answer is not 4, it's 2. Okay, now let us try that question which I left out. Okay. Is it clear? Any doubts here? It's a simple question only. It may look complicated because of the diagram, but the question is very simple. Doubts?
Okay, sir.
Okay. One question which I left out in between. Okay. See, I will start it from the base. I don't want to. I want to collapse it. Okay. So start from the beginning. I will start from the beginning. So what happens if I take x plus b is equal to some y? Okay. So the differentiation dx will be equal to dy. Okay, no problem. So wherever x is there, x plus b is there, I will replace it as e power minus y square. Okay, sorry, there is a also, right? There is a into y square. A into y square. In place of dx, I can replace this dy. That's what I want to find out. Okay, but again, I won't able to solve this. I guess I won't able to solve this question directly because I have e power minus x square, right? So I will replace this ay square again in terms of t. Okay, that is I want only x square here. There is a coefficient a, so I cannot directly solve this. So in place of ay square, I will replace this t square. So this becomes minus infinity to infinity e to the power of, yeah, a into y square will be replaced as t square into, and if this is the case, what about the differentiation? If I differentiated a into 2 times of y into dy, this will be equal to 2 times of t into dt. Okay, 2 times of y into dy and 2 times of t into dt. So I can do the rearrangement. I want to replace dy. So dy will be equal to 2 times of t dt by a into 2y. Am I right? So 2 and 2 can be cancelled. I'm just bringing this a into 2y. Okay, a into 2y to right answer. And now the t has to be replaced again. So we know a y square is equal to t. So a y square whole power 1 by 2 is nothing but t. So t will be nothing but a to the power of 1 by 2 into t to the power, y to the power of 1. Okay. So in place of t, I will replace it as a to the power of 1 by 2 into y to the power of 1 into dt by a into y. I can cancel this y, and this becomes a to the power of minus 1 by 2. And now I got a simplified equation. So what does it mean? Just a moment, I will highlight it. Wherever a y square is there, replace it as t square. And wherever dy is there, replace it as a to the power of minus 1 by 2 into d2. So this equation becomes integration of minus infinity plus infinity won't vary. Whatever may be the substitution, this minus infinity and plus infinity won't vary. So it is simply going to be minus infinity plus infinity only. And here okay, this entire term will be replaced as e power minus t square, and dy, okay, dy will be replaced as a power minus 1 by 2 into d. A power minus 1 by 2, I can take it out. The integration of minus infinity to infinity e power minus t square into d. And this whole term, we already got it. Okay, they already given us. It's nothing but minus pi. So a power minus 1 by 2 into root of pi. Okay, which is nothing but root of pi by a power 1 by 2, which is nothing but root of a. Okay, so root of pi by root of a, which is option B. Okay, root of pi by a, so which is option B. Okay, so any doubts here? See, just substitution only. It didn't strike to me when I was solving it first time. Just I'm substituting it 2 times instead of substituting 1 time. I will give you one more question because I just want to explain one theorem. Okay, I didn't explain it as of now. Just want to explain you one theorem. Yeah, any doubts here? Any doubts in this question? Yes, respond. Any doubts?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Clear. Okay, right. Just a moment. I will. Okay. So I will just give you one question. Try to solve it. Let me take phi of x is equal to integration of 0 to x square root of t dt. This will be our last question of integral calculus. Okay, try to solve this. You need to find out d pi by dt. Okay, you need to find out d pi by dt. Sorry, not dt. Oh, sorry, pi is in terms of x. D pi by dx. D pi by dx. You need to find out d pi by dx. 2x cube. Huh? Okay. 2x cube. No, 2x cube is wrong. Check it again. 2x cube is wrong. Ah, 2x square is correct. 2x square is correct. Yes, 2x square is correct. Okay. So, anyways, I just want to explain one. What is that? One theorem. Okay. So Newton-Leibniz theorem. Maybe you guys already know that, but still, I want to just explain the theorem or explain the rule because it might be useful for some other complicated question. In GATE 2022, in XC question, there was one question related to this Newton-Leibniz theorem. This particular problem we can solve even without this theorem also. I have done one similar question in our what is that? In our differential calculus live session. Mostly, I think last week's session. So you can verify that. So this question we can do it directly also. There won't be any issues. But I want to solve it with the help of Newton-Leibniz rule. When Newton-Leibniz rule will be very useful when there is a lower limit. For example, instead of 0, if they give lower limit as x. Let us try to solve this. Okay, just try to give me the answer. What happens if my lower limit is x? Okay, if my lower limit is x, if the lower limit is 0, we can solve it easily. I already explained it when we are in that chapter long before. Okay, it is in the Taylor series last week. What happens if lower limit is x? Right. In the meantime, I will write down the rule. Okay. So I can use this rule for anything. If the lower limit is there or lower limit is not there, whatever, I can use the rule. Okay, it is a common rule. You can use it anytime as you wish. So x square minus root x. Okay, let me check it. I don't know the answer. Let me check it. A by dx. Right. Okay, so what I should do, that is, what does the Leibniz rule states? If I'm going to differentiate, okay, when I'm going to differentiate an integral, okay, if I'm going to differentiate an integral, how can we solve? That is the basic idea of Leibniz rule. So basically, I'm going to differentiate the integral, right? D pi by dx means I'm going to differentiate this integral. So how I'm going to do? Very simple here. A and B are the lower limit and upper limit. So A is x and B is x square. So from x to x square, okay, di by dx, okay, differentiate this, that is root, that is whatever the term inside. I need to differentiate with x. See, x is nothing but the outside variable, not the inside variable, outside variable. So if I differentiate this root t with x, automatically it's going to become 0. Okay, automatically it's going to become 0, so no problem. Plus I of b, which means wherever, this is my I, okay, this inside term is nothing but I. So wherever t is there, okay, wherever t is there, replace it with b, which means wherever t is there, replace it with the upper limit. So what happens? It becomes root of x square into db by dx, which means differentiate the upper limit with respect to x. So if I differentiate the upper limit with respect to x, it becomes 2x. So wherever t is there, replace with upper limit, then differentiate the upper limit with respect to x. Okay, minus. Now, wherever t is there, replace it with lower limit. Okay, replace it with lower limit, and then differentiate the lower limit with respect to x again. So differentiation of x with respect to x is 1 only. So it becomes 2x root of x square minus 2x. Okay, root of x square is nothing but x, right? Okay, so that will be 2 times of x square minus 2 of x. I just want to give this rule. It's a simple rule, but it will be useful. That 2 mark question was asked in GATE XC paper in 2020, 2022. Okay. So it's a simple rule, but it will be very useful. Simple and useful rule. So any doubts? Yes, Kishore. Yes. You can ask your doubt.
சார் இத நார்மலா பண்றப்போ ஆன்சர் கடைசில அந்த ரூட் எக்ஸ் வரல இல்ல சார் 2x/2 மட்டும் தான்
நார்மலா இது பண்ண கூடாது. we cannot do it normally. lower limit இல்லனா தான் அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணனும். lower limit 0 ஆ இருந்தா மட்டும் அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணலாம்.
ஓகே சார் ஓகே.
Okay, right. I just want to give you one small announcement. Okay, so this will be our last, what is that, integral calculus class. Okay, but anyways, mathematics is not over. Okay, so we will be continuing mathematics again for this year. We will be continuing again whatever the left out topic, vector calculus and the differential equations and all the other topics, complex and all the other topics, we will be continuing again, but after some time. I will be announcing it. Okay, from next week we will be starting with engineering mechanics live problem solving session. I will just announce it to whom it will be useful. Okay, if you are preparing for XCD, okay, so in case of XCD, that is solid mechanics, for them next week's session will be useful. And then if you are preparing for ME, obviously it will be useful whatever exam may be. If you are just planning for PSUs, or you are planning for GATE, or you are planning for TRB, whatever may be, it's going to be useful. And then for civil, okay, because few civil students are also there, right? For civil, if you are preparing for GATE, it will be useful. And if you are planning for PSU also, it will be useful. But if you are planning for TRB or TNPSC, those exams, then only few topics will be useful. For example, I will be covering presses, okay, and then the basics of free body diagram. Those topics will be useful. The other topics won't be useful. Okay. So anyways, I will post all the links. I will post all the links in the group. You can just, you can just, whichever topic you need to attend, you can attend. Okay. For civil also, I will post all the links. And for XC also, I will post all the links. XC anyways, you need to attend all the topic. ME also, you need to attend all the topic. If you are planning for XCD, okay, that is XC solid mechanics, you need to attend. Okay. After solid mechanics, anyways, we will go for other topics, maybe fluid mechanics or maybe thermodynamics or strength of materials. I will inform you accordingly in the group. Okay. See, again, this is just live problem solving session. Concepts, we already covered it in recordings. So please go through the concepts before coming to the class. And yes, for civil, if it is TRB, then you plan only free body diagram and the trusses and frames. That will be enough for you guys. If it is TRB, but if it is GATE and PSU, obviously you need to prepare all the topics. No doubt. For GATE syllabus, all the topics are there. For PSUs, all the topics are there. Okay. Only for TRB, TNPSC, the stresses anyways you would have studied in your structures, I guess. The basics of free body diagram you would have studied in basics of free body diagram you would have studied in the strength of materials and somewhat in structures, but not in detail. So if you want in detail preparation of free body diagram and trusses, you can attend that. Okay. So that was our plan. The next max session, anyways, I will post you. Okay. So when will be the next max session? All those things will be informed to you.
Okay.
Any doubts?
Cleared, sir.
Okay, right. And that's it. We can close the session for today. We'll meet in next week.
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Yes.
Sir, naming இருக்குல்ல sir. இந்த year 2022.
ஹரி, உங்க வாய்ஸ் ஒழுங்கா கேட்கல.
சார், இந்த இயர் பொல்யூஷன் பத்தி கேட்டிருக்காங்க சார். லைட் பத்தி கேட்கல.
ஹரி, உங்க வாய்ஸ் கேட்கல ஹரி. இட்ஸ் ஜஸ்ட் பிரேக் ஆயிட்டே இருக்கு.
நான் உங்களுக்கு வாட்ஸ்அப்ல மெசேஜ் பண்றேன் சார்.
Okay, fine.